Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलाम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहं। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे च जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। Interesting. Screen is okay. Nice to be with all of you. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Somehow, summer in the US makes things very busy. Next week, the week after, are retreats and seminars, and things are going to be tight. But regardless, our attention is on Sri Ramachandra and his brother Lakṣmaṇa, the billions of monkeys that have never fought a war of this magnitude. They have fought wars. They are heroes. They have their battle scars on them, but they never fought anything like this. On the other hand, where Ravana is there, Indrajit, Prahasta, Kumbhakarna, and all the names of generals who have medals. The medals these Rakshasas have are all the scars, dents, their accomplishments of harassing the Devatas, the Yakshas, the Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, the Danavas. They have conquered Indra. They have put all the demigods, the Dikpalakas, the ones who are protecting all the directions. They have defeated all of them. And yet, they haven't fought a war like this ever. Just the sheer size of Ramachandra's army. And they have completely underestimated what these Vanaras can do. Of course, there is loss of life on both sides. We heard there is a river flowing, a fast river flowing, and that river is made of blood. That river is carrying weeds in the form of heads, arms, jewelry, anklets, limbs, weapons, all flowing. And in the middle of all of it, there are we can't tell whose eyes there are, whose hands there are, whose heads. They just flowing. Everything is so red colored. There's a river flowing. They're standing there, and in the midst of the river, fighting with each other, and they're fighting at night. At least during the daytime, they can see each other. They know this is the Vanaras. They're all my team. These are all the Rakshasas. They're our opponents. And Ramachandra had instructed No Vanara will change forms except a few of us. Everyone else will remain in the Vanara form. All others will remain in human form. Myself, Lakṣmaṇa, Vibhishana's four followers. Now the fight is happening at night. They can't even see each other. So they ask each other, "Are you a Vanara?" And if the voice from the other side says yes, then they don't punch or scratch or bite. They ask each other, "Are you a Rakshasa?" If the answer is yes, then they will hit each other. Similarly, even the Rakshasas who are fighting in this way, everything is dark, but the Vanaras have a major disadvantage. They can't see anything. And yet, they are putting up such a fantastic fight that the Rakshasas, who are very proficient at battle, are finding themselves completely surprised. And where we left off is what Indrajit, who was facing off with Rama and Lakshmana, tried in different ways to fight with Sri Ramachandra, but his and Lakshmana, but his all trickery, skill, experience is falling short. That even Indra was defeated, but Ramachandra and Lakshmana were not. So Rakshasa, because he does underhanded stuff and there are no rules, so he hits below the belt, as they say. And what does he do? He realizes that if I am visible to Rama and Lakshmana, I cannot I cannot continue fighting. I have to conjure a trick and become invisible. So the 44th chapter ends with what Indrajit was thinking. Prakasha yada na shaktahastau badhitum rakshasa rajaputraha. He understood that I am not able to cause difficulty, badhitum, na shaktastav. I cannot cause difficulty to those two, Sri Rama and Lakshmana. Yada, meaning when, prakasha rupastu, as long as I am visible to them. And Indrajit is referred to Rakshasa Rajaputra. He is the son of or the prince of the Rakshasas. So he is conjuring tricks. Mayam prayoktum samupajagama babandhatau rajasutau duratma. So Valmiki is already telling us, Duratma, this fellow is like his father, Rakshasa Rajaputra. What did his father do? He conjured a trick. He got a deer, Maricha, to dress up like a deer and trick so that he doesn't want to fight with Rama. He doesn't have the guts to approach Rama. So he conjured a trick, got everything all confused, separated Sita from Ramachandra and Lakshmana, abducted Sita Devi, all trickery. So that Rakshasa Putra is Duratma. What did he do? Babandha Tau, Rajasutau. Now they are also called princes. He is Rakshasa Rajaputra. They are called Rajasutau because there are two. Mayam Prayoktum. He conjured a trick and bound Rama and Lakshmana. What did he do? Is that he shot Nāgastra. So it was powerful snakes came and bound Rama and Lakshmana. So while this Nāgastra is attacking Rama and Lakshmana, Sri Ramachandra wanted to know where is Indrajit? Where is Indrajit? So he told 10 of his mighty Vanara generals to go find this Indrajit. He sent the two sons of Sushena. he sent Nila, Angada, Sharabha, Dvivida, Hanuman, Sanuprastha, Rishabha, and Rishabhaskandha. These 10 were given the orders to go find Indrajit. The reason there are 10 is because they were sent in the 10 directions to find where Indrajit is. These wanderers picked up mighty trees and sprang into the air with such speed to quickly find out, because Indrajit is playing a dirty game. And Indrajit, who was so skilled at using trickery and all sorts of magic, was not able to be seen. So what he did, he started to fire the Brahmastra, or at least it says Brahma's weapon. And by this Brahma's weapon, a shower of arrows came at them, and their bodies got all cut, lacerated, pierced, and the momentum with which the arrows hit them, they were checked. Just the way, and Valmiki says, just the way when the sun is hidden behind the clouds, you cannot see. You may have an idea that the sun is behind the clouds, but exactly where the sun is, you can't see. So Indrajit repeatedly started shooting arrows at Rama and Lakshmana. And here's a very, if you can visualize it, please do. Um, the number of arrows, because they are bound by the Nāgastras, Rama and Lakshmana, they can't fight back. Indrajit shot so many arrows upon Rama and Lakshmana that Valmiki says no part of their body remained unpierced, or every part of their body, their faces, their arms, shoulders, chest, sides, back, thighs, their back, their thighs, knees, shins, toes, every inch of their body was pierced with arrows. When I was reading this, the visual is, in deity worship, we have what is called a pin cushion. You carry that on the altar or when you're dressing deities, so you can get pins to hold different garments and jewelry on the deity. And the pin cushion has many pins. Now, even that is not enough, because there was no body part that did not remain pierced. Nirantara shariro to. Nirantara shariro. There is no part of their body. Ta ubhau Rama Lakshmana. When you compare them side by side, Kruddhene Indrajita Viro Pannagau Sharatam Gataihi. Although the Nagastras have made Rama and Lakshmana incapacitated, they can't fight back. But he shot them with so many arrows, and now Rama and Lakshmana are bleeding profusely. And Valmiki said that both of them looked red like the Kimshuka tree. Now, Kimshuka tree has reddish flowers. Sometimes in India they're called Gulmohar, I think. But it has very bright red flowers. And when the tree blooms, it blooms with such reddishness you can't see the green leaves. All you see is the red canopy. Rama and Lakshmana looked like Kimshupa trees. Now, Indrajit all became even angrier, because he's seeing, oh, I think I have a chance here. So Indrajit looked like a dark black cloud, or the dark collyrium, as we say, kajal, that women put in their eyes. That eyes turned red with anger, and while remaining invisible, spoke to Rama and Lakshmana. Even Indra, the king of the demigods, is not able to find out where I am. And when I'm fighting where you can't even see me, if Indra cannot see me, who are you two? Insignificant people. Hmm? Right now, I am so angry that I will immediately send you both to Yamaloka, to the land or to the place of the god of death. It's a mm, euphemistic or a very fancy way of saying I'm going to kill you. And with all of this, as he's saying, you're still shooting arrows upon Rama and Lakshmana. Now, Rama and Lakshmana, on the other hand, although they are bound up, although they are pierced with so many arrows, they can still discern what is right, what is wrong, what is the right way to fight, what is not the right way to fight. So, a good lesson here is at what point in a fight, in an argument, is it okay for you to cross the line of ethics? Rama and Lakshmana do not cross the line at all. So, in the two incarnations, one as Ramachandra and the other as Krishna, the strategies are very different. The strategies are different because here Ramachandra, as a uh, very evolved human being, I'm going to say dharmic. Dharmic means following proper principles all the time. He never breaks it. Finds himself saying, I will not cross the line. And Krishna, because he's playing the role of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, shows Arjuna how justice is meted out from Krishna's side, not anyone else's side. On Ramachandra, because he's on this side as a human being, playing the role of a human being, that you don't cross the line. If Krishna wants to make arrangements in such a way that things will turn against, that is his wish, not mine. I don't choose a path that is outside the line of ethics and say, yeah, it's okay. Hmm? Krishna can do because he's the Lord. He metes out justice to everybody. That's a slight distinction. Indrajit mounted an arrow, stretched his bow very, very afar, and shot heavy, powerful arrows on Rama and Lakshmana. Those arrows shot into Rama and Lakshmana's vital parts and loudly roared. Maybe Indrajit roared so loudly. Now, here's a very drastic statement Valmiki tells us. Rama and Lakshmana were pierced with so many arrows that they were not even able to blink their eyes. There were so many arrows on them. Every part of their body, face, everywhere was pierced that they could not even blink. Baddhau tu sharabandhena tavubhav ranamurdhani. Ranamurdhani on the at the leading place of the battlefield. Tavubhav sharabandhena. They are so tightly pierced with arrows. Nimeshantaramatrena na. They did not even have the ability. There were so many arrows pierced that they can't even blink their eyes. Nimesha antaramatre shekatur vekshitam. They could not even blink their eyes. At this time, Rama and Lakshmana, they could not move. They just stood there and were not able to be freed from the Nagastra while they are pierced with so many arrows. They can't stand, they can't do anything. That power of Indrajit's arrows and conjuring tricks was so strong that those two heroes who were standing fell to the ground like mighty trees. Now imagine two mighty heroes, the leaders of the entire Vanara army, when they see that their worshipable, their masters, their heroes, their leaders have completely fallen on the ground like this. And Valmiki says that the battleground is the bed of the hero, meaning that's where the hero dies. Tau Veera Shayane Veero Shayano Rudhirokshito. They were so much covered in blood that they lay down on the battlefield like a hero falls down. Both of them were in such distress, Paramapidita, that they could not do anything about it. In one's life, sometimes situations do happen. Either someone is doing something, or we say adhyatmika klesha, adibhautika klesha, uh, uh, adidaivika klesha is sometimes so intense that a person feels completely helpless. They can't see what to do. They have nothing they can do. They're just completely bound, helpless, and almost defeated. How many arrows were there? We heard they could not even blink. And Valmiki says, Nahya vidham tayor gatre on both their bodies. Babhuva angulyamantaram. There was not even a place to fit a finger. So when there are two arrows, there's not enough space for a finger to fit. Can you visualize that? I call it a pin cushion. There are so many arrows on the bodies of Rama and Lakshmana that a finger will not fit between two arrows. Babuva angulyam antaram na nivarnana cha. There was no part of the body that was not pierced by Indrajit. Now, when Indrajit cut them down like that, when and blood is flowing, how is the blood flowing? Here Valmiki says, like from a spring, water flows incessantly from Rama Lakshmana's body, blood is flowing. And Rama was completely vanquished by Indrajit. And what are the different arrows that Indrajit threw or shot upon Ramachandra? They are called Narachara. Narachara, they are arrows with circular heads. Ardhanachara, where uh, they are the same arrows, but the length is cut by half. Ardhanachara. Bhalla. Bhalla is a arrow that has the head like the shape of an axe. Anjalika, where the head of the arrow is shaped like this. This is called Anjali. So the arrow is shaped like this at this tip. Vatsadantaha. Vatsadanta, like the blunt. The tip is blunt like this, so it cuts right through. That's the shape of the tooth of a calf. Vatsadanta. Simhadamstra, with the arrow tip being very sharp and curved. What happens when it is curved? That it goes in, and when you pull it out, it removes bunch of flesh along with it. Simhadantra, resembling the teeth of a lion. Kshura. Kshura is an arrow that has very sharp edges. It cuts like a very sharp knife, a razor. And each of these arrows had golden feathers and polished threads such that there would be no obstruction to these arrows. Rama's gold plated bow had fallen from his hand. Now, the arrow, usually how heroes fight is that the bow is not always strung. The string is at the bottom of the bow, tied to it, and when required, they will untie it, bend the bow, and string it. So then it is taut and they can fire arrows. So the knot was still there and the bow had fallen when it was still taut, meaning it was ready to fight. It was not that Ramachandra had given up, it just fell out of his hands. And from his grip, the bow fell off because there were so many arrows shot into him that he didn't have the strength to even grip the bow. Now, Lakshmana also became very despondent. Both the brothers are become like this. Lakshmana became so sad that he was overcome with grief. He had never seen in their how many years of being together? Almost 39 years of being together. Ramachandra was always victorious and he had killed Vali with one arrow. But in this case, seeing his brother fallen on the ground like that, lacerated every square inch or every square centimeter being pierced with arrows, blood flowing out of it, Lakshmana, who never becomes despondent on account of his brother. This is his love. Whatever happens to him, nothing is disturbing to him. But to see his brother like that, Ramam Kamalapatraksha Sharanyam Ranatoshitam रणतोषिणं शुशोच भ्रातरं दृष्ट्वा patitam dharanitale, seeing his brother fallen on the ground, dharanitale, shushocha, became so overcome with grief because Rama Kamalapatraksha. Remember, he can't even blink, so his eyes are all open, big, wide like this. When Lakshmana became despondent, the Vanaras became very despondent. Our hero, Ramachandra, his brother, also our hero, Lakshmana. What has happened to them? Harayaschapitam drashtva santapa paramam gataha. Seeing them, seeing what is going on with Ramachandra, even the monkeys, santapa paramam, they went through so much distress that it is uncomparable or incomparable to any distress they've ever experienced in their lives. Shokartash Chukrushu Shudhermo. And he says, Ghoram Ashru Purna Lochanaha. Ashru Purita Lochanaha. They started crying. Their eyes were filled with tears and they became so agitated, so much in grief that they loudly shrieked. You know, sometimes you see in movie when the pain of someone's death or something, then they shout, they beat their chest and cry. The monkeys didn't have any other option. I mean, they're after all Vanaras. These are Rakshasas. They fought into this, they joined the army because Sugriva ordered, and Sugriva was confident that I have Rama and Lakshmana. They killed Vali. So we will take on Ravana. But what they're experiencing now is not something they've experienced ever in their lives. So they were all standing with Hanuman, gazing the two princes, Rama and Lakshmana, lying down on the ground, covered in a net of snakes, because it's the astra. And they were all completely distressed, including Hanuman, because they've never seen Rama and Lakshmana like that. So these are the 10 monkeys, right, who had gone in the 10 directions, where they had come back and saw. So when Rama and Lakshmana fell on the ground. Hanuman and all the others were surrounding them, crying, shrieking, completely despondent. Indrajit thought, my work is done. And he went back to his palace. Now, at this time, Vibhishana, Sugriva, they all came to that spot because they saw that there's so much mayhem there. Nila, Dvivida, Mainda, Sushena, Kumuda, Angada, Hanuman, they all started grieving and crying because they saw these two heroes motionless, completely stunned, and bathing or bathed in blood. Vishnu, everyone saw so much pain to see that Rama and Lakshmana, there were no movements in their bodies. Now, um, the monkey started looking everywhere, but they can't see Indrajit because he was covered by his conjuring power, the mystical power that he had. Now, Vibhishana, who's a Rakshasa and has similar powers, still could not find Indrajit. Now, Indrajit, feeling all happy because this is a big win for him, went back and reported to the Rakshasas, including Ravana. The two brothers, Rama and Lakshmana, who killed Dushana, Khara, etc., have been struck down by my arrows. Now they cannot be released from all these mystical weapons that I've shot on them by any of the rishis or anybody. Hmm. Although rishis have very special Brahma tejas by which they can release anybody from any curse or disease or uh, any of the maladies, but not mine. The monkeys, they think Rama and Lakshmana are very great, but I have made Rama and Lakshmana completely disabled there. They can't do anything. So and he said, I've even disabled the monkey generals because if Rama and Lakshmana have been hurt like that, what will the monkeys do? Hmm? He says, I hit Neela, the powerful one, with 9 excellent arrows. I even put Mainda and Dvivida with 3 arrows each and made them unable to fight with me. Jambavan, I shot 1 arrow right into his chest and then put 10 arrows right behind that on Hanuman. And then Gavaksha, and Sharaba, I put 2 arrows each and I shot 2 arrows each on them and they became completely defeated. They could not do anything with me. And then I threw multiple arrows on Gavaksha and Angada also. So then, like when hearing all this, Indrajit began to roar with so much joy. This is after Rama and Lakshmana are being fought. I said Indrajit is saying Indrajit is fighting with them. And he became so happy that he started laughing loudly. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Rakshasas, look at all these two brothers who thought that they could fight me. Now they are caught in a web or net of arrows that they are not able to move. Hmm? And they uh, When they saw this and they heard this, even the Rakshasas started loudly laughing. It seemed like a rumbling of clouds. And when they saw Rama and Lakshmana without any movement, Indrajit said, "Hmm, they're dead. I have killed Rama and Lakshmana." And he became so happy. Harshena tu samavishta Indrajit samitinjayah pravivesha purim lanka harshayan sarva naitratan. He went back to his palace with such joy that I have defeated, not only defeated, I have killed Rama and Lakshmana. There is no movement in their bodies. And he entered his city of Lanka, almost beating his chest with cries of victory. Sugriva became so scared looking at Rama and Lakshmana. What do we do? What do we do? We took all orders from Rama. In a game of chess, how much ever the pawns and other warriors are moving, the goal is always to kill the king. And if Rama and Lakshmana are like this, then the game is over, the war is over. So Vibhishana turned to Sugriva, whose face was completely, Valmiki says, bathed in tears. He was so alarmed and afflicted by grief, completely bewildered. So Vibhishana said to Sugriva, please, alam trasena Sugriva, give up. Enough of your being so despondent. Control your tears, Sugriva. When there is a battle, these things happen. Nobody knows who will be victorious. Vijayo nasti naishtikaha. Nobody knows for sure who will win. This is how it is. When you enter a sport where there is a battle, or you actually enter a war, each side may think, oh, we are very confident, we have practiced well, we are powerful, we have great teams. But this is the nature of a fight. You can never determine who will win. I don't think all of our uh, game or the war is not yet over, because these two are not ordinary beings. Somehow we should try and revive them so that they can become strong and fight again. So Sugriva, if you, the leader of the Vanaras, become so despondent, look at what will happen to your team. All the monkeys have come because they see you as the leader. And if you are always, you know that you're on the path of truth, you're standing on a platform fixed on truth, then fear will never come to you. Satya dharmar bhiraktanam nasti mrityu krutam bhayam. You will never get fear, or fear of death will never haunt you or bother you if you are standing on the platform of dharma and truth. Satya dharmar abhiraktanam, those who are attached to truth and dharma. Nasti mrityu krutam bhayam. You can never have the fear of death. Death will never make anyone afraid. Death for themselves or people that they are friends with or related to. Vibhishana dipped his hands in water and wiped Sugriva's face free of all tears. Then Vibhishana took some water in his hand and uttered a sacred mantra, and then washed Sugriva's eyes again. After cleaning and wiping Sugriva's face, now he saw that in Sugriva's eyes, that whole perplexity or confusion had gone away. And then he told Sugriva, this is not the point or moment where your heart should become weak. Krishna told Arjuna, right? Tyaktva hridaya daurbalyam uttishtha. Give up this despondency. This is not the point in time here. You're now in the middle of both the armies, Arjuna. Similarly, Vibhishana is saying, this is not the time. Give it up. Too much emotion at this point will only bring complete destruction. There is a place, there is a time for emotions. This is not the place, nor is the time. So remove this. Krishna said to Arjuna, Klaibyam ma smagamah partha, naiva tad upapadyate. Very similar verse is spoken by Vibhishana. Tasmad utsrujya vaiklavyam. Same words, just the grammar is different. Sarva karya vinashanam. If you are becoming so klaibya, viklavyam, so much of despondency, sarva karya vinashanam, all your work will become destroyed. You will not be able to think what to do, what not to do, because you're overcome with so much of emotional distress at this point. Hitam Rama Puroganam Sainyanam Sainyanam Uchintaya. Sainyanam Anuchintaya. Sorry. This is the time to contemplate for you how you're going to help your army and not make them completely despondent. So let's protect Sri Ramachandra as long as he's unconscious, because Indrajit thought they're dead. Vibhishana is saying, no, they're too great. They're unconscious. They're not dead. Once they regain their consciousness, then these two, Ramachandra and Lakṣmaṇa, will remove all our fear and dispel all our grief. In fact, you're thinking this is actually, this is not a big calamity for Sri Ramachandra, and he's not going to die. Because there is an indication. When a person dies, or the soul leaves the body, all the glow, the indicator that there is a soul, there is life in him, leaves also. So the body becomes without any glow in it. But look at Rama and Lakṣmaṇa. Look at them. In Rama's body, naitat kinchin na Ramasya, na cha Ramo mumurshati, na hyayam hasyate Lakshmir durlabha na gatayusham. It is not possible that in a person whose soul has left, or when the soul has left, that there is any glow. But look at Ramachandra's body. It is still glowing. It has the tejas, the splendor in him. That means he's not dead. So reassure yourself, steady yourself, and get your army back in order. Look at their eyes. They've all dilated in fear. They don't know what to do. And they're all gossiping, or not gossiping, they're spreading this news that Rama is dead, Rama is dead, Rama is dead. But they need to know that Ramachandra will come back to consciousness very soon. The army should not lose their heart right now. And assure the Vanaras to completely shed their fear. How? Just as after enjoying a garland, you remove the garland without any hesitation. That's how you ask them to give up their fear. Go talk to all your monkeys and reassure them. So what Vibhishana did is put back confidence into Sugriva. Now, Indrajit, who entered Lanka, accompanied by all his troops, went to Ravana. And greeted Ravana with folded hands, and gave the delightful news that Rama and Lakṣmaṇa have been killed. Tatra Ravanam asadya abhivadya kritanjali Ravanam Asadya in the presence of Ravana. Abhivadya, greeted Kritanjalihi with folded hands. Achachakshe Priyam Pitre. And Achachakshe, give this Priyam, this very wonderful news to his dear father, Nihatau Rama Lakṣmaṇau, that I have killed them, Rama and Lakṣmana. Ravana is seated on a throne. When he heard this news, he sprung up from his throne and went up to his wonderful son and hugged him tightly. Then Ravana smelled the head of Indrajit. This is an expression of love and affection. When a parent smells the head, this Yashoda did for Krishna, Devaki did also for Krishna, Rohini did for Balaram, Dasharatha did for Ramachandra, Ravana does for Indrajit. Then sat down and said, give me all the details. Tell me how it happened. What did you do? And Indrajit gave all the details, the facts of how he fought them. He bound them by these snake-like weapons and completely shot them with so many arrows that there is no life air possible to be in both of them. Inside Ravana's heart, there was a gush, a flood of joy on hearing this report that, the best news that you have given me, that Rama and Lakshmana are dead. Oh, my Indrajit, you are the most amazing son I could ever have, and showered him with words of joy. And we're going to pause there. When we come back in a few weeks, we will find out what happened on the battlefield in the presence of Rama and Lakshmana. We'll find out what dirty tricks Ravana will play. So hopefully we're on the edge of our seats, and we have to wait back and see what happens next. So let's see if you have any questions or comments, thoughts you want to share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Did you feel anything to hear how Rama and Lakshmana were hit by Indrajit? Any movement in the heart?
It was
Or anything you
painful.
want to reflect upon?
Yeah, can you hear me, Prabhu?
Oh, hold on. If I have to
Hare
hear
Krishna.
you, I have to put this on. Okay, let's see if you're
Hare
speaking, then
Krishna.
I can hear you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you try speaking and see if I can hear you?
Hare Krishna.
Ah, there, Stira, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the description. It was very painful to just hear, like, when you were describing the description of the arrows, and then there is like no space between, like there is no space left in on their body, that all the arrows are there. And then the immediate thought was like, why, like, the Lord is taking so much pain to revive the living entity, like if Sita is the living entity. And then the reflex was that from my end, as a meaning, how much am I able to give to the Lord, where he is taking so much pain to revive me. And then there is so much that I'm holding back. Like, I was connecting it with one of the lecture I was hearing, and then Prabhupada was saying, don't be a miser. And then it was like, the reflex was meaning, I must try my best not to hold on to other things when there is like the Lord doing so much to revive the living
Yeah.
entity. So thank you.
Obviously, it has touched you in a very moving way, and thank you for expressing it so nicely like that. Anyone else? Okay. Just so that you know, next Saturday we're at an event in New Brindavan. After that, we're in Gita Nagari. So hold on to this. Um, Whatever you're feeling, whenever you hear it again if you want. Hold on to it until we find out how this wonderful princess Rama and Lakshmana are revived. It's an important lesson that we will hear of how, if they are fixed in uh, dharma, we're fixed on the path of that. When we hear dharma, it's not just speaking the truth, or that we try and stay within. Our dharma is the process of bhakti. When we are fixed in that, somehow, as difficult as it might be, providential arrangements will come and help us to become relieved of it. Although in the current context, it may seem very difficult, but it will help. The Lord moves things in the universe to help us. It's a great segue into tomorrow being Sri Narasimha Chaturdashi. Prahlada, little boy, never really did anything outside of how much ever he was being tormented by his father. He was fixed on that dharma, that I am the servant of Vishnu. In fact, fearlessly tells his father also, we're all servants of Vishnu. His father could not tolerate it. And Prahlad was not in a rush for the Lord to appear and do something. He just was assured that the Lord is there. He is protected. And he has so much evidence that the elephants did not trample him, the fire did not burn him, the poisonous snakes did not kill him. He was put into hot oil, he did not get burned. So it's not like Krishna has to come, stand in front of me, but he saw the hand of God in his life at all times. So he felt so assured that it didn't matter. Narsingadev came up because it's the word of a devotee. If he says God is everywhere, then to prove Prahlad's words, Narsimhadev appeared, although he didn't have to appear at all. But he's compelled to appear, compelled to manifest, to simply keep Prahlad's words true. Therefore, Krishna says to Arjuna, proclaim to the world, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Arjuna, you should say. Because whenever a devotee says something, the Lord, a pure devotee says something, the Lord makes it his mission to fulfill those words. So, a perfect segue. So, what Ramachandra and Lakshmana are teaching us, what Prahlad is teaching us. Okay. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Narsimha Chaturdashi. That Sri Lord Narsimhadeva, who, mighty as he is very gentle with his devotees, is very kind, welcoming, and extremely, extremely eager to give love, mercy, kindness, shelter. That same Narasimhadeva appeared as a normal human being, Sri Rama. That same Sri Krishna, who's the uh, thief, butter thief, and stole so many other things, appeared as Sri Rama. Balaram appeared as Lakṣmaṇa to show us what it means to live a life fixed in the bhakti, within the boundaries of bhakti, a life based on bhakti to the Lord. and how even the most formidable battles can be won because suddenly there is the hand of the Lord participating in one's life. And we have wonderful examples throughout Vaishnava history. So we take strength from that, we take inspiration from that, and we take help from that. Thank you. Sita Rama Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki Jai. श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा देव की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की